Welcome, everyone, to the Harmony Harbor Sunday Gathering. Thank you for joining us this Sunday. Harmony Harbor is a spiritual gathering not intended to honor any one religion, but rather seeks to provide inspiration and a positive vibration for those exploring their spirituality. Inspiration sparks and raises our vibration, encouraging all of us to live our best lives. It is my pleasure to welcome our speaker for this evening, Jen Rosson. Jen is an ordained minister whose goal is to be an inspiration to those she serves. She is Vice President of SCOA and the Director of the Spiritual Expression Center. Welcome, Jen.
I'd like to start today with a short poem by a woman named Kim Merriman. I think she has expressed the idea of intention really well. If you sow seeds of anger, of hatred, or discontent, you'll reap a crop of violence, discord, and evil intent. If you sow seeds of brotherly love, then love you will receive. But if wickedness is what you sow, then wicked you will be. If you sow seeds of kindness, then kindness is what you'll reap. If you sow seeds of forgiveness, you'll reap untroubled sleep. The lesson here is pretty clear. You reap just what you sow. Therefore, strive to sow only good seeds and spread them wherever you go. Well, happy Sunday, everybody. It's good to see everybody here. I don't know how it is wherever you are, but here in the Pacific Northwest, the fall season is officially upon us. There's a nip in the air when I take the dog out in the morning. And the leaves are starting to make their transition from summer green to the beautiful red and gold colors of fall. And of course, the autumn harvest has filled the stores and our farmers markets with all manner of apples and pumpkins and gourds. And here's my favorite fall joke. How do you repair a broken jack-o'-lantern? You use a pumpkin patch. All right, I hear the groaning, even through Zoom. The idea of a harvest isn't just limited to orchards and fields. Throughout humanity's cultures and generations, the seasonal time of the harvest has always had a dual meaning. For farmers, autumn is the culmination of their months of hard work, plowing, planting, overseeing, and then finally harvesting their crops, reaping the rewards of their efforts. This is the natural way of things, the flow of natural law, visible to all of us. This natural truth, so apparent this time of year, mirrors a deeply spiritual one as well. This physical life itself is a field in which we, as individual stewards and overseers, we sow and tend our own crops. We plant seeds of intention through our words and our deeds. It's the natural law of cause and effect, expressed so eloquently through the old adage, you reap what you sow, which also happens to be the title of our introductory poem today. Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote, cause and effect, means and ends, seed and fruit cannot be severed, for the effect already blooms in the cause. The end pre-exists in the means, the fruit in the seed. Every choice we make, each act of kindness, every sacrifice, all of the prayers we whisper, are seeds we sow in the soil of time. Here's a truth that all farmers know. You can't plant soybeans and expect to harvest apples. It just doesn't work that way. As Kim Merriman expressed in her poem, negativity begets negativity. Positive intention results in positive outcomes. But oh, if life were only that simple, right? Just like farming, our seeds of intent can have turbulent seasons as well. The farmer can't hasten the growing season or will the weather into cooperation. While we may not be waiting or hoping for rain, we inevitably have times of action and times of waiting for the growth of our little intention seedlings. Our patience may be severely tried, but the growth of spiritual intention takes time, which is never wasted. This is when their roots grow deep and we learn valuable character building things like trust and resilience, perseverance and humility, preparing us and strengthening us for the harvest ahead, which ultimately arrives when the time is right. Rainer Maria Rilke was a 19th century Austrian poet who explored many different ideas about mysticism. And he wrote, "Be patient toward all that is unsolved in your heart and try to love the questions themselves." In other words, persevere towards the goal while at the same time embracing the in-between. I remember my grandmother always telling me when I was young that patience is a virtue. My reply was always the same. Well, I guess I'm not very virtuous. Patience and its companion diligence are two of the most important aspects of any harvest. A recognition and acknowledgement that we can't control everything in our lives. That's not a failure, it's simply a fact of life. To live our lives with a spiritual focus demands that we honor every season and all of its challenges with equal attention and equal perseverance. When our seedlings eventually mature and harvest time arrives, what have we gained? What are the fruits of our labor? Seeds of compassion bear the fruits of friendship. A life sown with courage produces countless opportunities. Maintaining our integrity and honesty in all of our interactions, planting those seeds results in peace of mind and self-respect. These are harvests that can't be measured by numbers on a balance sheet, but rather by the wealth of joy in our lives and the fullness in our heart. These are seedlings whose fruits also nourish all of those around us. That's the epitome of priceless abundance. It's not just about what we receive, but the subsequent blessings we can share with everyone else. One of the best examples I can think of is Mother Teresa of Calcutta. She was the founder of the Missionaries of Charity in 1950, eventually expanding to 133 other countries outside of India. She spent the next 47 years of her life until her passing, sowing the seeds of compassion to those dismissed and discarded from society. Although Mother Teresa was a controversial figure to some, every seedling she planted multiplied her harvest of kindness to all of humanity and continues to inspire people across all cultures and continents to this day. One person influencing generations through her dedication to kindness, planted one seed, one person at a time. All harvests share another crucial component, and that's gratitude. After our silos are full, work turns into celebration and blessings morph into joy. But if we don't pause and acknowledge our gratefulness, then we're blinded to the wonder of the harvest. Abundance can turn into entitlement, and blessings can turn into burdens. True gratitude opens our eyes to the sacredness of the ordinary. Each moment of peace or an answered prayer, just like a crisp, ripe apple, they all become a reminder of the divine all around us. When we're grateful, whether times are plenty or maybe we have a season of scarcity, but when we're grateful, our thankfulness for what we have multiplies our blessings. It shifts our perspective so we can see opportunity instead of obstacles. Gratitude doesn't depend on circumstances, it helps create them. As spiritual seekers, we also recognize that this spirit of harvest isn't limited to once or twice a year. The spiritual harvest goes on all around us all the time. Every day, we're presented with opportunities to plant seeds and nurture growth. Is there a methodology to all this? Maybe. I think so. We have to be mindfully aware that we're living in the spirit of the harvest every moment and sow our seeds intentionally, remembering that our seedlings don't grow in isolation. They need care and attention and patience. When the time comes for the harvest, small or large, we have to be awake and open so that we recognize its maturity and celebrate it with humility and gratitude. Finally, such riches are meant to be shared. Abundance comes when the fruits of our labor become nourishment for others. The autumnal harvest is a profound metaphor for life. It's a natural reminder to not only be thankful for our blessings, but that what we leave behind for others is even more important than what we gather for ourselves. A harvest kept for ourselves can spoil, but when shared with one another, it becomes a feast. The main thought I would like to close with today is that reminder of the understanding that the harvest we've been talking about doesn't occur during a specific season of the year. It's a way of living. All of us can learn and dedicate to sow with wisdom, to work with intention, to wait patiently, and then receive gratefully and share generously. Stepping into the harvest with thankfulness and commitment, sowing seeds that yield eternal fruits that reveal both the lessons of yesterday and our hopes for tomorrow. Thank you so much for allowing me to serve Harmony Harbor this Sunday. God bless you all.